Mr. Prime Minister. Tim Jamal with, want me to stand up?
Please.
Tim Jamal with Global Arm. Thank you for being here. I had kind of a two-part question because I did hear you yesterday, and to your comment that Armenia doesn't want to be considered a victim nation any longer. And of course, many of us agree with that. Yet what we've seen happen here, especially in Washington and I think in other capitals, is that because Armenia over the last 5 years has been a victim of extreme aggression, what we've seen is support rising for the Armenian state from the United States, from the European Union, because of these violations that have occurred against Armenia and Nagorno-Karabakh. At the same time, your movement and pivot towards the US and the West and a democratic movement has also, I think, engendered very goodwill from the United States and from other states around the world. So sorry, I have two questions. One, if you could talk a little bit more, and you mentioned it in your speech, about the different ways that a deeper US-Armenia relationship is in the interest of the United States. Why is that good for the US? And that two, Azerbaijan has shown no proclivity to adhere to any agreement. They've violated multiple ceasefire agreements. They've ignored calls from the prior Secretary of State not to launch violence. They've ignored that. So if there is a peace agreement, that's my second question, how do we ensure Azerbaijan doesn't violate that agreement?
You know, if someone wants to find and pick some facts and arguments that peace isn't possible in our region, he or she will find definitely many facts proving that. But if someone wants to find and pick and show up some facts and arguments that peace is possible in our region, he or she also can find what is needed. So it's very important now, and it is very important part of planning the future to what to concentrate. And our approach is to concentrate and find and try to create some facts proving or speaking that peace is possible in our region. That's why we are concentrating on that, trying even in the environment of absence, many facts speaking on that, we're trying to create that kind of facts. And the image of Armenian people also is connected somehow with this whole process, because Armenians usually represent themselves as victim nation, and international community is used to perceive Armenians as a victim nation. And sometimes it is quite confusing which is the reason and which is the consequence. And maybe if by default some nation is perceived as a victim, and it is kind of, you know, sometimes it seems that it became a kind of international function of Armenians to be victim. And there is nothing to do for Armenians. You are Armenians. What is your job? What is your business? To be victim. And there is an international consensus of that. Armenians, yes, that's clear what will happen. they will be a victim. We are trying to change that destiny for our people, and it is, we perceive that as a mission for our government, understanding that it is very, very difficult, almost impossible mission to fulfill. But from the other side, who will do that instead of us? We need to concentrate. We need to be concentrated on that, and we are trying to do that. Connected with the role of the United States on this process. Of course, we don't want to put the responsibility of solving the problems of our region. We don't want to outsource that, saying that it's the job of United States, of Russia, or European Union to solve the problems in our region. Of course, it is first of all our job to do, and we will do everything to make a real difference. From the other side, following after the campaign of the President Trump, we saw that the peace agenda is very important for him, and we see an opportunity to bring or draw the attention of current administration that peace in South Caucasus is reachable, and maybe more efforts, or any efforts, or real efforts from administration will be successful, and it can be a kind of, in diplomatic circles, many people name it low-hanging fruits, and maybe peace in South Caucasus is low-hanging fruit for international community. And you know, it is very important not to express indifference by international community connected with our region, because the expression, because indifference could provoke escalation. And at least it is very important for stability in our region to have real attention, and to have peace agenda of South Caucasus in the priority list of United States, of current administration, and of international community.